Hey there. So we just solved the hardest part of USMLE prep. Every question you get wrong on UWorld or NBME forms is a weak spot you can't afford to leave unaddressed. Now you don't have to. Take each UWorld incorrect and figure out what type of gap caused the mistake. And to do that, run every incorrect through this quick diagnostic check. It's very simple. Number 1. After seeing the correct answer, was the concept or fact new to you? In that case, it's a knowledge gap. For example, you had never learned that Pseudomonas is the classic cause of osteomyelitis in IV drug users. You simply didn't know it. Number 2. Did you already know the concept but fail to recognize it from the STEM clues? In that case, it's a pattern recognition failure. You know what a pheochromocytoma is, but episodic headaches, sweating, and palpitations didn't click as the buzzword triad in the moment. Number 3. Did you recognize the topic but fail to explain the causal chain? Then it's a mechanism gap. You knew the question was about heart failure but couldn't trace why ACE inhibitors reduce after load. So you guessed on the pharmacology. Number 4. Was the first answer right but you talked yourself out of it? Then it's overthinking. You picked viral pharyngitis, then second guessed into strep because the vignette mentioned mild fever and you lost the point. Number 5. Did you miss a word, timing clue, age, lab value, or an except/least likely? Then a STEM misread. The question asked which finding is most likely. You knew the material code but answered a common one and got it wrong. 95% of all the errors fall into one of these categories. Once you know why you missed it, you know exactly which engine to send it to. For knowledge gap, mechanism gap, and distractor trap, you have to use the visual cue bank. Take whatever topics you got wrong due to these gaps on UWorld and attempt fresh questions on those same topics in the visual cue bank. If it's a mechanism gap, use the step-by-step mechanistic visual explanations that come with progressive visual disclosure. The full causal chain unfolds one layer at a time, from the molecular trigger to the disrupted pathway to the pathophysiology to the exact clinical finding in the STEM. When you hit a knowledge gap, the comprehensive image mode fills it in. A complete visual breakdown that bridges what you're missing before you move on. You stop learning what the answer is and start seeing why it has to be that answer. Every incorrect option is also broken down visually so you can clearly see why the distractor looked tempting and why it's wrong. That's how you fix the distractor trap. Coming on to the pattern recognition failure and overthinking. For these, you have to use the pattern mastery question bank. Take those same weak topics and drill them in this one. Each question is just a combination of 3 to 5 words, pure signal, no noise. You see only the buzzwords the exam uses to point at a diagnosis, stripped off the distracting stem so the classic presentations become instant and there's nothing left to second guess. For STEM misread, StepGenie has a built-in STEM decoder. It breaks the vignette down clue by clue, highlights what actually matters, and translates each detail into its diagnostic significance. It doesn't hand you the answer, it trains you to extract it yourself. Soon, the missed lab value, risk factor, timing clue, or most likely stops slipping past you. Same UWorld incorrects matched to the right engine. One rebuilds the reasoning, the other sharpens the recognition. That's the skill the exam is testing. Close the knowledge gaps, rebuild the mechanisms, lock in the patterns, and stop overthinking. Build it once and you can reason through any variation they throw at you on test day. The result? Your weak topics stop being weak and your UWorld incorrects quietly disappear. Just a few minutes a day, you gotta try it now.
Why use another question bank to fix my UWorld incorrects? Why not just reread the explanation?
Yeah, that's a fair question to ask. So whenever you get a question wrong, you read the explanation, maybe reread first aid and walk away feeling like you understood it. But that's passive review. Once you've seen the answer, your brain isn't solving anymore. It's just recognizing what now feels familiar. And familiarity isn't mastery. It's the exact illusion that lets a weak topic feel fixed while it's still weak. Real learning happens when a fresh question on the same topic forces your brain to retrieve, reason, and apply the concept from scratch. That moment is where the magic is, because the instant your brain tries to apply the concept and gets stuck, it exposes the precise void that needs filling. StepGenie's visual explanations fill that void. Right then, at the exact moment, you feel it. So you're not rereading what you missed, you're forcing your brain to apply, struggle, expose the gap, and close it. Don't just review your incorrects. Prepare them.
Won't adding another resource just make my prep longer?
No, it's actually quite the opposite. StepGenie isn't a second course to get through. If you're already doing UWorld, it takes not more than 20 to 30 minutes a day, just enough to fix the questions you got wrong on that day. You're not learning new material on a new platform. You're closing the exact gap UWorld already showed you. Here's what really makes prep drag on. Incorrects you never truly fixed. Every weak topic you leave half fixed sits in the back of your mind. You don't feel ready. Your score stops moving and you can't say why. And that's why so many students end up pushing their exam date back 3 to 6 months, still waiting to feel prepared. Just a few minutes a day to fix them now, or months added to your timeline because you didn't.